Yeah, I think we're good, everybody. I think clown horn is not a problem to say for those of you that joined us in the show.
No, I think
let's just avoid it.
I think you're not allowed to say it.
Oh, Will.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Let's just avoid it. I was muted. I'm going to put it on you, David. I've set things up on the...
Oh, hi, everyone. Hey, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. Super Shocker, first one in the house. Welcome. Super Shocker, what have you been playing lately, man? Anything new? Any recommendations? Techie87's in the house. Says them, I missed the show. Welcome, Techie87. Welcome back. Good to see you, brother. Onyx is here. MF Great is here. He says, I made it.
Did I sound like I was like all over the place when I was talking about Halo?
No.
Because I feel like I've been trying to get better at talking, you know?
No. I think you're better at talking.
But that show, I really think like, all right, Steve, what are some awesome things we can do? And Joe, can you think of some, it's like they're trying to balance out the episode.
Yeah, it's Janice. I'm going to say it's Janice in the back. Super Shocker says, I'm all about the Switch with the kids right now. Yeah, dude, that's smart. That's me. I'm all about, because it enables me to play more. I'm all about Pow World with the kids. We went deep this last weekend.
Pow World is like
we went deep.
Game.
I moved my base, Jordan. I moved my base right next to my other base. So I moved my OG base. Remember I had that base set up with ore, like ore farming. So I moved my OG base, shut it all down, transported everything over, which took forever.
I know, you showed me.
And moved it over, and it's fantastic, man. It is fantastic. Adidas 20's here. What's up, brothers?
You know, we didn't talk about Skull and Bones. You know what's interesting, though?
We did not talk about Skull and Bones. Damage.
Yeah. We can talk about it next week. You can buy two of the biggest games in the world, Pal World and Helldivers 2, for less than Skull and Bones.
Yeah. It's crazy. Super Shocker's been playing Illusion Island. I don't know that game. I'll have to check it out. On the Switch.
Is it real?
Or is it an illusion?
Yeah. Is he messing with you?
Is he messing with me? For the members lounge, what do you think of Skull and Bones? So far. Because I walk in, I've seen you play it quite a bit.
Yeah, I play it with my one of my kids. I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying, but I also don't think it's worth $70.
Well, I think that's what set them up for a loss. Saying it was a quadruple A game messed them up and made everybody hyper critical of the game, because I agree. I had fun with it.
I think you can tell that it went through quite a few iterations of different ideas of it being like a PvP only survival, stuff like that. I don't, given I'm not at end game yet, but I don't know what they're trying to do, because in my opinion, again, I don't think it's as bad as everybody. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a terrible game. Right? I don't think it, like, you actually got to try to be a bad game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like an actual bad game, you have to try really hard to do that. I don't think it's as bad as everybody says. I don't think it's worth $70. I don't think it does anything better than Sea of Thieves. Like, there's no...
A lot of don'ts.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Now, there's pockets of fun, like, when I did my first plunder, that was pretty fun, teaming up and there's pockets of fun, but there's also a lot of little things that are kind of, like, I think gathering is tedious, and why? I don't like the way they gather, like, how many years of development, and this was the best idea for a gathering system?
Their gathering feels very fetch questy,
well,
and then it gets tedious with,
I have to build a pickaxe? Why can't I go on as a pirate and gather stuff regularly and maybe kill a couple enemies on the island? And it's like, well, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a naval game. It's like, well, it's more so a naval game, but I think sailing in Sea of Thieves is more unique and leads to more fun experiences than sailing in Skull and Bones.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
And the big one is everybody's comparing it to Black Flag as well. And I think that's what people wanted. They were like, I just want a Black Flag, but not Abstergo.
Yes.
And I think that's what a lot of people were expecting, but it's not.
I don't know. See, I had no expectations, so that's why I think I'm not.
But But no, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's worth $70, and I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying. I think what it should have been is either a $20, $30 live service game or a free-to-play live service game.
All right. Here, let me put on. I'm here.
I'm here. Someone said something that. Oh yeah, Defenestrator says I came a bit late, and we totally forgot to bring this up. This happened yesterday. The stealth drop of Dead Island 2 on Game Pass. Didn't announce it, just dropped it. Dead Island 2 on Game Pass right now.
Frustrating. I paid for that game.
Yeah, you paid for it 2 years ago.
Yeah, but still, like imagine what I could do with that money right now.
Yeah, did you like it?
You like to waste money on games.
Yeah, you're right. But it is frustrating. Like, why couldn't it have been day one Game Pass?
You have called me up and said, "Hey, you want to waste money? We could buy this game and play it 3 days early, even though it comes out free in 3 days."
Yeah.
You also bought Diablo 4.
And also frustrating. It's, How much money do you think you've given to Blizzard over the course of your life?
More than any other developer on this planet.
I think I'm the same. I think Blizzard has, I bet you too, David. I think Blizzard probably has most of my money by a fairly large margin.
Yeah. It's not even close. How much money they've gotten me out of Hearthstone alone.
Estimates? Spicy, are you willing to share estimates?
In the millions.
We're probably over 1,000.
Wow. Oh, it's easily over 1,000. Jeez.
But that's
I'm
one
easily
game.
over 1,000.
Yeah.
One game?
Yeah, Hearthstone has probably over $1,000 over the course of 10 years.
I was thinking about we bought all the StarCrafts, right? We bought all the Diablos. Basically, every game Blizzard releases, we have bought, and in most cases, multiple times.
When I was big into Hearthstone, I haven't played it in a while, but when I was big, they came out with a card expansion every 3-4 months.
Yeah,
and it's $90 per expansion, so that's
for the big boy one,
$300 a year alone, and I've been playing that for 10 years.
Well, and I don't think we spent a ton of money, but we even spent money in Heroes of the Storm to buy like skins and stuff like that. Remember?
I don't think I ever did.
Yeah, you did, because there was a couple. You're like, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna buy that.
E. Jackson says Epic Games has taken all my money between Fortnite and Rocket League. That's true. Rocket League's we forget about Rocket League sometimes.
Yeah,
huge.
Well, even Jordan called me, or no, we were playing last night or the night before, and Jordan's like, "Oh my gosh, do you realize Fortnite just came out with Ninja Turtles?"
Yeah, did you see that? You can be Shredder.
Wait, can we show off and introduce to the members lounge what may be one of the greatest game trailers of all time? That just dropped this week.
They had me watch this.
Yeah, I instantly sent a text as soon as I saw it.
It was literally this morning, wasn't it? Or no, was it yesterday?
No, it was like 3 days ago.
This is an exclusive.
My days are blurred.
Exclusive. Members Lounge
to Members Lounge right now because, you guys, hope you enjoy this. I'm going to turn this
Here we go. We'll watch it along with you.
This is a game called Kingmakers.
If you've not yet seen it, you're about to become very excited.
They showed me this before the show.
Yeah.
And I about cried of joy. This is one of the greatest games I probably will ever play in my life.
I think it's going to break records.
100%.
When it releases.
100%. Everybody's
Especially, this doesn't need to be a 10 out of 10. If this is a 7 or an 8, it's breaking records.
All right, let's watch it.
We don't know where he came from, but I'll tell you, he built our village into a city. He's the one who trained our army, who grew us into an empire. I don't know where he's from, but if you think you can stop him, you're already dead.
So good! He comes up.
Dude, those shields take the shot pretty well.
It is so.
I wonder if they like tested some of this. Like, all right, how does armor hold up against a shotgun?
Oh my gosh! It is.
We got the horse.
Great. This is the greatest thing. He's throwing grenades. He's got a Tommy gun or Thompson. This is a sniper.
It's like a Car 98
from the castle walls.
Grenade launcher. One-handed grenade launcher.
Look at its helmet. It's
There's
like a
Thompson.
It's like a PUBG helmet.
Dude, and I love this combination of like
moving your troops and then going
Total
in.
War with a gun.
He's got a 9mm. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man.
He can save his own.
It can't get better.
The helicopter.
This is peak.
Dude,
This
and
is
if we
peak
can
game development.
and if we can multiplayer this together, co-op it. Oh. Kingmakers. I believe it's confirmed to be coming to Xbox as well, everybody. So
Oh man, that was
MF Great,
that
take my money. Onyx, what is this game? Dude,
game of the year.
looks
I
so
think is
good.
what it is.
Trailer of the year, at least. It's making the rounds.
It keeps growing to the sniper, to the grenade launcher, to the Apache. Oh,
Dude, it looks so fun.
oh man. I can't.
Well, and what's funny is they're like, they were playing like Total War or something. Like, what if like a guy with a machine gun just came in?
I think
here?
it's a tower. I think, and I don't know anything. This maybe it already says on their website. Basically, I think it's kind of tower defensey, and so they're throwing huge numbers at you, but you've got better weapons. And
Yeah.
and you've got to succeed with less resources but better weapons.
Well, haven't you ever seen those YouTube videos where it's like 1,000 of Attila the Hun's men versus 10 Army Rangers?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's basically. In fact, that's probably where they got the idea for this.
Hey, let's make a game out of this. Or it's like a legion of Roman soldiers versus a squad of Rangers.
He's got a Mosin standing up top, just
getting their
sniping,
commander.
just popping him right in the head. Oh man!
Can you imagine, like, if you had modern
'cause
weaponry in this time period, like, how dominant you would be? No one would mess with you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, if you have a dominant weapon in here, no one messes with you either.
A fair point.
Can't you buy Apaches? You can. I just don't think you. What you can't buy is
Well,
like
I think
ammunition for them.
I think with enough money you can really get anything
buy
you
anything
want.
you want.
I don't
It's true.
think you can get Apache
I
helicopters.
think you can. I remember
No
seeing
way.
like some millionaires or
Well, yeah. What do
billionaires
they?
have it.
Yeah. What do they do with the old ones? Just take off the equipment and sell it
Yeah, so I think you can
in the helicopter market.
in the
I don't.
helicopter
You can get
market.
Blackhawks.
Maybe that's what. Well, yeah, but Blackhawks is like a transportation vehicle.
Yeah, but it's the transportation vehicle.
Can you? I don't think you can.
Helicopters terrify me. I don't have any desire to
I've
be
been
in
in a helicopter once.
Never want to be in a
Yeah,
helicopter.
it was a terrible like.
Yeah, we
Reason.
flew over my house.
Yeah, well, because you had to.
The pilot was like, "Where do you live?" And I was like, "Oh, right there." Yeah, because I was up front with the pilot. He let me take control for a little bit.
No way.
No, yeah.
Yeah, let me take control.
That was like an emergency flight.
He let me take control.
Hey, you mind if I take us in?
He let me take control while
I know this is an emergency.
While he snorted cocaine.
You mind if I take us in?
Mind if I do a line? Can you hold the controls while I do a line here?
Hold on, I got this Candy Crush move I gotta do. Here.
Just like, all right, rock and roll.
Yeah, I told him. I said, "Hey, I got a few hours in Flight Simulator. What do you got?"
Well, Flight Simulator is not a helicopter.
Well, they have helicopters now.
Do they?
I think they do. Yeah, it was one of the add-ons.
You think they do?
I would bet a steak
this-
dinner on it.
A steak dinner?
Yeah,
don't
I actually
think-
would bet $1 billion on it. I know they have helicopters.
Look at the best games right now. That or like this, I think is going to break records if it's anything at all like what we're seeing.
Yeah,
Number one.
I just
Number two, Pal World, and number three, Helldivers. I mean, Helldivers is smashing records. Number one played game on Steam right now, and that's not even counting what PlayStation has.
It just goes to show you people like to have fun.
But what do those three games have in common?
Fun.
They are iterations
Of fun.
of previous game or combinations of a couple fun types of games.
And great sci-fi movies from the 90s.
I would say
Did you
unrestricted fun.
unrestricted?
Because a lot of games are like, oh, we don't want to offend people that like animals. We don't want to offend these.
Or,
we don't want to offend this demographic. We don't want to offend this demographic. Then these people make a game where you shoot animals.
The other thing that
And capture them.
The other thing that the two get, they're not AAA games either, and they're crushing records.
Well, Helldivers, I mean, maybe it's not AAA, but it has a AAA publisher behind it,
yeah,
as in Sony, right? The other two, yeah.
but even Pal World, like, it's just fun, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People like
just fun. Are we getting to this age where
fun matters?
Well, we're getting. So, for instance, we use the example of Remnant, where like they keep taking me out of the best part of your game. I don't care about crafting. Granted, crafting takes 2 seconds now, but the introduction of crafting was like, okay. Hey, here's the thing: I didn't even watch the introduction of crafting, and I was able to figure it out in 2 seconds.
I think these.
And so stop taking me. You want to know what Pal World does correctly? Pal World never takes me out of its fun. Everything I do in that game is fun.
I think, and this is me.
Helldivers, it gets you right into the missions immediately.
I think a lot of big AAA studios focus on the wrong things.
Like, give me
like for example, and I'm not saying that this is bad.
Focusing on not offending people.
Well, no, and I'm not saying that these things are bad or they don't have their place. But for example, high quality motion capture, right? The most realistic graphics you can ever have. Pal World was a dude that drew all the pals and they fight each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Do you want to know something?
And look, I'm not saying like God of War looks amazing, and yes, you know, God of War is an example of like when all those things come together in the right way. But take a game like Helldivers, like it's just you could tell the focus is fun.
Yeah, the focus is on game.
A perfect example, Skull and Bones, given I don't really know what they were going for, it felt like they're focused on the wrong thing. Like, what are you doing? Like, fun. Like, why is fun not the, you know.
Why is fun not the central
You don't need to balance fun. And I think games like Pal World and this game, and then Helldivers, it's just fun.
Do you know what kind of...
And that's what speaks. People want to have fun.
Yeah, and I wonder, I mean, these are the biggest, and you can see that maybe we're craving it. Maybe we're reaching this age where, because the reason a AAA game is trying to have all these complicated systems and has these complicated systems that then you have to learn, and then you have these high, because it costs so much to make the game, they need you playing that game for as long as possible. So they need to have these systems that keep you going and going and going and going and going. And they're and so it genuinely is not focused on fun.
No, yeah. Well, it's interesting that you say this. So, like World of Warcraft, at their low point, it was the reason it wasn't fun. It was because it was what you just said. It was so many systems layered on top of each other, and you can tell they've pulled back from that. And like if you notice when the World of Warcraft developers are talking, like their big key points are respecting your time now. Like that's what they're talking. You know,
do you know what you want to hear? What are you looking for, Spicy?
A video. It doesn't have sound, but I saw this. I really like this guy. He's okay. Now I got sound. He's an ex Blizzard employee that has now moved on and done his own thing.
What's he doing?
He's making a game,
making money.
Yeah, he's really cool. He's awesome.
What did he work on?
So he
not that he needs I'm just curious what
his dad worked for Blizzard for 23 years, and he did all the cinematics. His dad did the cinematics for Blizzard.
Wait, as in
the cinematics?
No. I know, but I know who his dad is. Then what's his name? He used to be a player that made Machinima YouTube, and Blizzard hired him. That guy?
I don't know.
Okay.
But that his dad was in charge of the cinematics.
It's probably the guy. What's his name?
So this guy, I only know him by Pirate Software.
Oh, okay.
But he
name,
was,
by the way.
He's done a lot of things for Blizzard. You watch his videos, you learn a lot about him. But he did a lot of programming, a whole bunch of stuff for Blizzard from like 2007 to like 2016, something like that. Anyways, he explains why this game's great in this clip.
New Animal Crossing? I don't know.
Watch this, Jordan.
How long have you played Animal Crossing?
Okay, Jordan, you watching?
Taryn Gregory is the guy.
Watch this.
Okay.
Stop.
Probably a while, right? You play a lot of Animal Crossing before?
Here, I'm going to swipe down and swipe back up. Okay.
Is this new Animal Crossing? I don't know. How long have you played Animal Crossing? Probably a while, right? You play a lot of Animal Crossing before? I think Animal Crossing's pretty cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I've ever done this in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, dude. That's 1,000 damage.
Is this new Animal Crossing?
Well, I think that's why it's fun.
Let me tell you, once you start to unlock guns in Pal World, because there is a system, the system is this leveling system, but at each level, it's just what it unlocks is more fun. Instead of more grind, it unlocks more fun. Once you unlock muskets, so you get the crossbow before that, and the crossbow is 250 damage or 260 damage. And the crossbow damage is like this big level up. But then you get the musket. And the musket's 1,000 damage. And all of a sudden, you're one-shotting big guys, and you're like, oh, shoot. I've got to figure out how to capture these guys. And so it creates this. It's so fun, though. Then you get machine guns. And
it's always fun taking out some chickapees.
Yeah,
like he just did.
Then you
put
machine guns on your pal, and you watch them go to town. And it's like, oh, my.
Certain pals can have Uzis and stuff.
Yeah, one pal sits on your shoulder and just takes out his Uzi and just... Yeah, while walking around on your shoulder.
They had to have played like Conquer, and they were like,
so good.
"There we go, man. How do we make this into a game?"
But just fun.
He tells a story.
I just subscribed to it, by the way.
Why?
Just because of
this. Yeah. He tells stories about Blizzard all the time that are not pretty, like by any means. He told a story. I watched him this week. He told a story about how they did some mass firings while he was there, and when they fired them, he had his whole team. And they said, we need you to do this project immediately. And here's the project. And it's like a 50-step project. And so the whole team starts working on it. And he says halfway through the project list, there's this note, like fine print, that says, we need you to stand up, put your keyboard and mouse down, and just walk out the door. And so he's like, he read through the rest of the project list, and he was like, okay, well, I'll stand up and do what it says. The last 2 people to do that got fired. On his team.
So it was like an efficiency test.
It was like, and he's like, yeah. It was like, oh.
Well, have you heard the story about
he tells stories like that all the time.
Have you heard the story about the quality assurance at Blizzard?
Uh-uh.
So there's this guy that went into the quality assurance team, and he said what he noticed is the people that were new did really, really good. And they got super high scores. But the people that have been there for like 4 or 5 years did terrible and had super low scores.
As far as what?
As customer service, like getting things, basically like taking tickets, getting them back, stuff like that. So he went out and he told the manager, and he says, hey, look, this is what I found. And the manager was like, well, tell me who those people are. We'll get rid of them. And he says, nope, I'm not going to tell you who they are because all you're going to do is fire them. And I don't think that's the problem. He says, what I can see from this data is the problem is initial training is very good, but retraining is terrible. And basically he says, look, give me this. And to the manager's credit, he says, okay, well, what can we do? And he basically says, okay, well, give me so many months and we'll do this. Anyway, they come back and do the same test, way better scores. Right? But the point of that story is like, that was the point, like, oh, they're just fire them, right? Like, it's just, no, sometimes it's not always the employee, it's the employer,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was actually really interesting.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us on the Members Lounge.
Does he tell any stories about the dark times?
He's very critical of Blizzard.
Because that was, woo.
Are you talking about, like, yeah.
The dark times.
I don't know, but you should look.
Because he probably was.
Pirate Software, he's awesome.
Yeah, I just subscribed to him. Also, when I hit the subscription button on him on YouTube, it like sparkled. Have you guys seen that ever? I think it's like a new feature that's coming.
It sparkled for me before.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of your support. Have a great week. Wreck-em week. We'll see you next time.
Actually, I don't have any music.
All right, well, see ya.
I'll still have a background.
We could do it with the Wayne's World.
You know what I could do? Let's do this.
Newlywed Game and Jeopardy are
starting
Monday on Channel 7.
It says starting soon, but it's actually ending.
Bye, guys. Have a good one,
See
everybody.
ya.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to Spicy TV.
Become an X1 Bros member right now by clicking the join button and blast your life into awesomeness. Whether you choose the Tier 1 Wingman or the Tier 5 Master Chief, joining the X1 Bros exclusive membership will change your life forever. I made the change. Now look how I commute to work. Opt now and join the X1 Bros membership program today by clicking the join button below. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get exclusive perks and become the best version of yourself you could possibly be.
Joining the Xonebros membership program may or may not change your life forever.